Today, you'll learn how to hypnotize and subdue animals. What is the secret of snake charmers? How to tame a shark with one move? And who's stronger in resisting hypnosis, humans or animals? Let's go. Well, if you don't mind, let's first travel back to 1646 and visit Athanasius Kircher. The German scientist revealed an interesting thing. He talked about hypnosis and did an experiment with a chicken. It turns out that if you take a chicken and draw a line in front of it, then the chicken will lie down and won't move for anything. Why, I wonder? What was the chicken thinking at that moment? I know what it was thinking, or rather, Kircher knows. According to him, the chicken takes the line drawn in front of it as something that holds it up, so it doesn't even try to get up. But if you erase the line, the chicken gets up and goes about its chicken business. You've probably seen specially trained people hypnotize various animals by pinning them to the ground. This behavior is called tonic immobility. Some animals become sort of paralyzed and unresponsive to external stimuli. In most cases, this occurs in response to an extreme threat, such as getting captured by a suspected predator. So if, for example, you grab and press a frog too hard, it'll go into energy-saving mode. The animal remains conscious at all times. It just doesn't move. Well, you know, if I just ignore it.
If I ignore it, maybe it will go away.
And it's today that scientists can explain this behavior in clever terms. Write an article posted on the internet, and then I can find and put that information into the video thanks to the scientists. And in 1944, people who could suddenly immobilize an animal with a single force of mind were considered hypnotists, or even magicians as it would seem. But what could this lady do? She turned the poor animal over, made mad eyes at the camera, and that's all. Hey, consider her the lady of rabbits. Maybe this lady is Radagast the Brown at heart.
Sorry.
But that just won't work now. People are aware that animals sometimes go into a stupor and even play dead. This phenomenon is called thanatosis and is found in many species, such as possums, some snakes, and even pigeons. See for yourself. Here's a cat calmly eating a pigeon, which looks like it'll never be able to resist anything ever again. But if it's distracted for just a second, and I can hear it laughing. I mean, to be honest, I can always tell the difference between that very stillness and fake death. This pigeon is faking it so badly that it wouldn't even get a part in a commercial. Or is it just scared?
Doesn't look too good. He's okay.
Write your version of it in the comments. Or hey, check out this gazelle right here. Was it faking its death and not reacting to the bites in time? Actually, if you think about it, it was damn lucky. So what are the odds that one predator would want to take you away from the other at a time when you can still get away from both of them? My only regret is that we didn't get to see the look on the hyena's face when it realized what had happened. Anyway, if you suddenly see a dead antelope, it's probably not quite. What the hell is that? Okay, the hell with antelopes. It seems that her traveling circus performer fell right out on the road. In fact, this is one of the strangest ways to get attention, by wild emus. And it works. Emus are huge birds, similar to ostriches. They live in Australia and can speed up to 31 miles per hour, and are also terribly curious. If an emu sees something new and unusual nearby, they're sure to come closer and see and study this something. It's a person. Run! There seems to be something interesting. Never seen anything like this.
That's pretty cool, eh?
Emus are lucky though. Their natural enemies are dingoes and birds of prey, which absolutely won't lie on their backs, waving their paws in the air to attract attention. They apply a simple strategy: aim for the head before you get pinned down. But animals have learned to use the curiosity of others to their advantage. And not just use, they do the dance of death. Wow, that sounds rather pretentious. Seems like a tango with elements of aerial acrobatics at least. But actually, we're talking about stoats. Maybe they don't exactly tango, but they do dance. This doesn't happen very often because usually stoats eat small rodents by easily catching them, but sometimes they want something bigger, a hare or a rabbit. Fighting them in a fair fight is almost unrealistic. For a stoat, it's too small, lightweight, and much slower. Try to catch up with a rabbit that doesn't want to be eaten by anyone at all. It runs faster than Usain Bolt, and that's when it comes time for the dance. Once near the rabbit, the stoats start wiggling, jumping and tumbling like crazy. Of course, the rabbit looks at all this and thinks, what the? And while the toad is dancing, it slowly gets closer and closer to its prey. And as soon as it's very close, it suddenly attacks it. One precise strong bite, and then it can eat. This almost insane behavior is unique in its own way. Although Arctic foxes sometimes do similar dances around polar owls, their choreography, however, is clearly lame. So scientists question the true purpose of these movements. Is it a game? I don't think so. Hunting each other, the animals are kind of equal and occupy the same niche. Maybe it's even a rivalry. Whoever wins gets dinner. Don't ask what the rules are in this dance battle. And now pay attention. An interesting fact, if you take a look at a human and any animal over time, hypnosis will take over the human, sinking them into a deep trance, and the animal will eventually develop an immunity. Now back to the point. All of you have probably heard at least once in your life about the hypnosis of snakes by means of flute and music. You might see something like this in some movie or cartoon. What's the secret? Pick the right melody, wear the same headdress, or maybe... Okay, well, actually, snakes can't hear absolutely anything. Nature's compensated for snakes' lack of hearing by equipping them with two hollows with special membranes near their eyes. That's how snakes can perceive their surroundings. But then why do they become hypnotized? Well, it's all about the movements of the charmer and their instrument. By the way, this thing is called a pungai, and the snake perceives it as a threat. And since it's defending itself at that moment, it won't attack first, but will simply control the situation and to entertain the audience at the same time. That's the secret of hypnosis. But all this is nothing compared to what tigers can do. Nature endowed them with a more serious ability. The skull alone will allow the predator to paralyze any animal that can hear it. Anything can fall under its attack, from a mouse to a skilled trainer. And this isn't a myth, but real scientific fact, confirmed by years of research. The human ear can perceive only a part of the tiger's growl, that is, sounds with a frequency of 20 hertz or more. But tigers, along with whales, elephants, and rhinoceroses, can produce sounds below 20 hertz. This low sound, called infrasound, can travel long distances, penetrating buildings, dense forests, even passing through mountains. So the lower the frequency, the greater the distance it can fly. So when a tiger growls, it creates sounds below 18 hertz. You won't hear them, but you will feel the impact. Such frequencies are frightening and simply paralyzing, and that's why the prey of tiger often can't move when they hear this roar. They're just overwhelmed with sudden terror, and it doesn't matter how far away the source of the danger is. But I wonder if tigers themselves can hear infrasound, and if they can they theoretically paralyze themselves? You know, growl in some ravine and it backfires? And now let's go underwater. And what are we doing here, you ask? Well, you and I are looking for a reef shark because we have information that these sharks, like our pets, love when we scratch them behind the ears. You know, all animals like to be scratched behind the ear. Okay, it's very busy. Unfortunately, the reef sharks don't have ears, but that doesn't mean they don't like a scratch. The essence of the shark's unusual hypnosis is scratching its nose. And I'm not kidding, after continued scratching, the shark becomes completely docile. You can even put it upright. Just don't forget to keep scratching its nose. Remember Hypnotoad from Futurama? Come on, who doesn't? But a toad that can hypnotize anyone isn't a surprise anymore. Everyone has seen the meme. So how about hypnotized Hypnotoad? Okay. At least just a toad looking. It doesn't take its eyes off the screen at all. And if you put the image on a monitor, for example, would it work on a cat?
Who's a good kitty, huh?
I have to be honest. I didn't have any frogs, or at least newts, close at hand to test this method. However, there is a 100% way to hypnotize a frog, and it's quite human. Just give it a smartphone. The toad won't handle Twitter or Instagram, of course, but Ant Smasher? Oh, that is the thing for it. A simple game where you have to click on the screen and crush virtual insects. And I must say, for a creature that doesn't know anything about gadgets, the toad did quite well. Well, at least if it weren't for its owner's finger. He shouldn't have interfered with gameplay. So if you're looking for a way to occupy your pet bird with something for the near future and don't want to give it your smartphone, just set it up with a mirror and leave your rooster alone with it. Just don't go far because such battles don't happen every day. Few animals recognize themselves in the mirror. Most perceive the animal on the other side as just a strange individual they can't sniff. Some, like their opponent, show some aggression, but roosters go into berserk mode. They're ready to fight against the mirror for hours. Sometimes it even comes to injuries. And no, it's not the mirror that suffers. Hey, I really like the reaction of this guy here, or the girl on the right. Oh my god. Again, I knew the grain was fermented after all, but if a rooster with a mirror is fun, then a goat? Never.
Man.
Seriously, never leave a goat alone with a mirror, unless of course you want to lose it. We'll see you later.